So hello everyone. In this session we are going to discuss about strings. String is nothing but a special kind of an array where you can array of characters can be stored in a single memory location. So that's called string. So it will be declaring the data type using a character data type, and we have to give the variable name and size of the array you have to give. So when you are given this array like this, the array structure will be like this, and you will be having a size of 10 you are given. So 10 blocks you will be allotted for the variable name yes. So the s of will be getting 10 block of size, and each block contains each block you can able to store one character data, and we have to the string always ended with the null character. So one block will be allotted for the null character. So string declaration method. So there is no specific data type for string, since we are using the character data type for declaring the string variable. The syntax is character, variable name, and then size of the characters. So in the example, character s at 10. So 10 blocks will be allotted from 0 to 9. 10 blocks will be allotted for this data type. String initialization. So once we declare the variable, we can able to store the string values into the variable. There are many ways to store the string values into this variable. One of the method is this. It is initializing the string with the variable name. So when we are declaring itself, we will be giving the data type is a character, and then the variable name is name, and then size of the variable is 30, and we can give directly the values by given inside the double quotes. You will be giving an string values, so that will be assigned to the name. So Jatin Sharma will be assigned into name according to this statement. So another method, you can give the character by character. So when you are giving character by character, you have to specify the character in the single quotes, and each should be separated with a comma. And you have to mention one thing. So when given inside the double quotes, so you just given a space, that will be fine. But here space is also counted as one character. So you have to give the space within the single quotes. The input-output functions of the string, the getChar, it will be getting one character from the one character as an input. PutChar, it will be printing one character as an output. So get s means get string. So it will be getting a string of array of characters from the keyboard, and put_s means put string. So that will print the array of characters into the output screen. So array of characters is called as a string. So reading strings from the terminal. So from output terminal also we can get the values by using a scanf function. So the syntax for this scanf function is you have to use the specifier. So specifier is notify the input function that what type of data type you are going to give. So that's called the specifier. Percentage yes, data type is for string. So the syntax is scanf specifier, and inside the double quotes you have to specify the specifier, comma, variable name. For example here, scanf percentage yes, and variable name we are given here in the str variable name. So what are when this scanf statement is executing, what is the input you will be given in the terminal? So that will be stored in the str variable. Stored in the str variable. Next, get char. So get char function is it's read only one character, and for declaration of that get char is I have to declare the variable, and you will be assigning that variable into the get char function. So get char function means when the get char function is executing, it will be able to get one character from the terminal, and it is assigned to the a variable a. So getters function, it's a line of string. It is getting is an input. For example, you will be given, for example, in a printf statement, enter the name, and the next statement you will be giving get as str. So when you enter the name, for example, Tom you are entering. So what happened? This Tom will be stored as a string in the variable name of str. So if you are having an space with the namespace, then you will be having. So this is your name means you can use this gets str. So when you are using this same logic for the scan statement, when you are given if your name is Tom, so this str up to the space only it will be stored in this variable name str. So this moody will not be stored in the str, since that name with the string with the spaces, if you want to store into that in a particular variable, you have to use the gets function. So gets function is typically this is considered as one line in the terminal. So it will be complete end of the terminal, end of the line. It will be stored into the variable name str. And next, we'll be seeing some sample program. So that example I explained in the previous slide will be given detail here. Enter your name, and the name will be by using a scanf statement. We will be storing into that variable name, and when you are and then we are printing the output. You see the output. Enter the name. We entered Dennis Ritchie, and your name is we are printing the variable name. So it will be print only the Dennis. So what happened to this Ritchie? Since it is having a space here, and we use the scanf statement, after the space value it will not be stored into the variable. Up to the space, up to the first space, the value will be stored into the variable. Since we are using the same with using the gets function, when you are using the gets function, so it will be reading this entire line up to the null character. It will be reading, and it will be stored into the variable name. So when you are printing up to the first null character, it will be printing the values.